going on, everybody? So we're going to jump right into it. Now we're going to be talking about installing a non-volatile memory express SSD. So if you have a fairly new laptop, your hard drive that's in here is probably one of these type of SSDs. So let's talk about why would you want to install or replace your SSD and what can this fix. This mainly can fix if you're having a blue screen of death, or if your hard drive is failing and you start your computer and it won't start up properly. So the way we're going to start this out is once you flip it over, we're going to unscrew all the screws on the back end, as you can see I'm doing here. Now this process is actually not that long. This can be done within 5 minutes or so. So what I'm doing now is removing the seal on the laptop, trying to get into it. All right, now that we're in, you see this space back here where this small stick is. That's your hard drive. This is the non-volatile memory express SSD. Like I said, it's much smaller than the normal 2.5 SSDs that we're getting. I'm gonna show that on the screen so you see what I'm talking about. But it's encased in this chamber right here. So all we're gonna do is we're gonna remove the screw that holds it in place. And to get this out, we want to pull the slot. So what I will be replacing it with is the SSD from Western Digital. Western Digital is pretty highly rated for the products that they're made, so they've always been a trusted platform for me to use. I'm going to gently lift it up and slide it back. You want to be very careful when you're removing this because you can crack it and leave the end piece stuck in the chamber, so you don't want to do that. Now this pink strip on the back, this is for thermal protection. It pulls the heat away from the chip. So usually your laptop will come with one. If it doesn't have one, don't worry about it. It's not super important. So all I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna place it on the new drive that we purchased. As you see, I'm struggling to get it just right. Sorry y'all, I'm a perfectionist. All right, now that we got that together, gently slide it back into the housing chamber and change my screw out here and then screw it back to the top to lock it in place. So and then from there is just putting the case back on and putting the screws back into the case. Again, like I said, you would do this mainly because your hard drive is freezing or is corrupt and you're not able to read anything off of it, or it won't even start up the Windows system or whatever operating system that you have on it. All right, now so I'm gonna plug in a charging port because I'm not sure how much battery is on this laptop. And the stick that I have is a Windows operating system tool used to install a Windows operating system. And the keys I'm pressing really fast here is F12 to get into the boot menu. Now I booted into the memory stick and I'm starting up the OS installer. The installers are pretty straightforward. You just go and run through the settings and it's going to tell you to click next a couple of times. Tell you to choose which hard drive you want to install the OS on. And after that, it's just going to start the process of installing it. So this installation it's not long. It takes about 30 minutes or so. While you're doing this, you can't really unplug the laptop or turn it off, so you may want to just step away for a little bit. So after it's done installing it, you're going to have a couple of reboot for it to install the final patches for the system. And you see here it's installed in the last little bit of the OS. Now in real time this took about 20 minutes, I would say. Reason being is the SSD is such a fast drive that it allows the installation of the OS to be done at a very, very rapid pace. Now it's booting up into the startup menu that you would typically see when you buy a new laptop and you open it up for the first time. and it's telling you to go ahead and select your language and what you want to do. So I'm going to show you that the OS has been installed successfully by removing the flash drive, and now I'm going to just turn the laptop back on with just the laptop, and you'll see that we're still on the startup page as if we just purchased this out of the store. So I'm going to run through these menus here really quick and set it up so that we can get to the main desktop menu. Alright, now I've entered in all my information and I'm setting this up as a new laptop. Now it's going through the process of putting together my desktop and my files and everything else that needs to be put together by the operating system. This takes a few minutes here. So once this is done, it'll load up the desktop menu, and at this point you have successfully completed installing the SSD and installing the OS operating system on there. So that does it for this video. I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions or comments on any of the steps that I have taken to complete this install, let me know, and I will do my best to answer those questions for you. So that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video.